My girlfriend suggested to cuckold me with someone we know. I am so furious. I can barely stand to look at her now. Hey guys. Throwaway because this issue is honestly humiliating. I've been dating a girl, 24 for about a year. I am 25 and we're a fairly vanilla couple in terms of sex, and our libidos seem to be equal. We have sex about 5 times a week on average, so we have a good sex life. About a month ago, my girlfriend started forcing really awkward conversation about how her friend was doing some weird things with her boyfriend. We talked about it a bit, and long story short, her friend's boyfriend has a fetish for loaning his girlfriend out to other guys. My girlfriend went into pretty specific detail about it, how they'll play out fantasies where the girl would steal his credit card, take a different guy out to a restaurant, F him in their bed, and then send pictures of everything to her boyfriend later. It apparently drives him crazy, and according to my girlfriend, they're a very happy couple. When I heard this, I just thought that people have their kinks. My girlfriend started talking more about this, bringing it up in irrelevant conversations, and kept asking what I thought about it. At this point, I started to kind of catch on to my girlfriend being way more interested in this than she should be, and last night she dropped the bomb on me. She wanted to have sex with a guy we both know, and she wanted my good blessing for it. I was furious. I called her some derogatory terms for a promiscuous female, told her that she can F whoever she wants once she gets out of the apartment that I pay for, and suggested that she stay at her parents' house that night. She left in tears. This morning she came back, exhausted from bawling her eyes out and still crying. She apologized profusely and said she would never do anything to hurt me. I explained that I don't know if I could trust her anymore. I was being honest. I don't think I can. At this point, I honestly think she's cheating on me and feel disgusted to my very core. Is my thinking so wrong? I'm so hurt and angry that I can barely look at her right now. I thought she was a really loyal and loving girlfriend, but I don't know if I can get over this. Edit. Alright, I'm going to update this in regards to some of the responses. When she brought up the cuckolding thing before, I never showed interest. In a post below, I actually mentioned how I showed the opposite of interest. We are a monogamous couple and are, at least I thought we were until yesterday, very happy together. Sex is a big part of a relationship to me. It's a big part of the relationship for most couples. Some of you may think there's only a physical aspect to it, or that two people can have sex with others and still have a very successful relationship. I don't believe it's possible for me. If you do, great. Live your life the way you want. I never considered the idea of sleeping with another woman as long as I was with my girlfriend because she's everything I want and need, or so I thought. She clearly didn't share that sentiment with me, and that hurt. A lot of people are claiming that her communicating this honestly with me excuses what she did, or that she's a saint for not just outright cheating on me. I am not okay with her being willing to act on her desire to have sex with another man. If I had said yes, she would be having sex with another man right now, because apparently to her that is something she has wanted to do for quite some time, and the implications about her attitude towards our relationship are very hurtful to me. So, really, call me a jackass for having different values than you, or diagnose me with anger issues for all I care. It just amazes me that people who support polyamorous relationships, as I do for others, could be so obtuse and closed-minded towards people from those who desire monogamous relationships. Relationships to me are about being only with each other, and in that regard, there are clear lines drawn. Trying to act on a desire to overstep these lines is almost as bad as flat-out cheating to me. A lot of people in the comments have agreed that they would have felt betrayed too. This wasn't sharing a kink or fantasy, that would just be saying, this thought turns me on. This was presenting the hope/intent to do a specific action, turning a fantasy into reality, that's potentially very hurtful/damaging to a relationship before ascertaining if it would be acceptable. Best comments. My ex-wife brought this up as well after we were married for 5 years. Turns out she had been cheating on me all along and just wanted my permission so she could stop feeling bad about it. Divorced her. She shared a desire, not a fantasy. That's the root of the problem. Fantasies are fairly innocent. Desires reflect cold, harsh reality. The fact that she would even ask this means she is not in line with what a monogamous relationship is about. It's shocking to me that so many commentators here don't seem to understand why what she asked is so hurtful. Update: 6 days after the first post. The whole issue has been resolved, so I figured I'd just give one big update in this thread. We last left off with my girlfriend coming home in the morning still crying. She went to bed pretty soon after, and I spent the day in a different room. After she woke up quite a while later, she still spent a lot of time in bed. Eventually she came out, emotionally shattered, and we sat down and had a talk. A lot of things came to light in this talk. It was frustrating to have to really pry all of the information out of her, but during our several hours conversation I ended up learning the following. One, she had never tried cuckolding with any SO before, and her friend's relationship success with it inspired her. Two, the guy she and I both knew had been making small advances on her. They apparently started off as little jokes, but they had been texting fairly frequently up until she dropped the bomb on me. Both of them agreed that it would be messed up to just cheat on me, but that she should seek my agreement before they did it. Three, the conversations mentioned above apparently got pretty heated, for she didn't appreciate the derogatory language I used towards her one bit and wanted me to apologize for it. During this conversation, I felt sick to my stomach. The girl who I had been supporting emotionally and largely financially, buying birthday gifts for, treating to dinner, thinking about constantly, and sleeping next to every night had been cheating on me for the better part of a month. She, at least claims so, may not have been physically cheating on me, but to me her actually discussions with him and desire to act on them were just as bad. At this point I told her that things aren't working out and she had 48 hours to gather her belongings and leave my apartment. She said she would be out in 24. In reality, it took her 72 with her attempts to mend the wounds of our relationship, but she left a couple of days ago. I thankfully didn't cave into her emotional appeals. It was a hard breakup, but in the end, I just couldn't be with her anymore. We had different expectations for how things would work out, and as a lot of people here said, we were probably incompatible. I'm not the most experienced guy in the relationship world, but it still shocks me that a girl I thought I knew so well was so willing to go behind my back, actually plan to F another guy. Right now, I'm trying to move on. I haven't heard from my now ex-girlfriend since she left. I like to think that we came to a mutual understanding at the end of the whole ordeal, and I hope she is happy with whoever she's with next. Thanks for the advice and interest in my issue. I guess that's all there was to it. Best comments. Well, done so far. Be prepared to hear from her again in a week or month. She'll likely immediately jump on the guy she was planning to cheat with, and in my experience, a short time later, the new guy excitement will wear off, and she'll get that sudden, I really F up feeling. That's the point where she decides that she really wants you back. There's a lot of ways she can try to pull that off. My advice, do not allow contact. The fact that she wanted to sleep with him and keep the OP around makes me think she already acknowledges she has a passing attraction to the guy and wanted to get it out of her system. She clearly had no plans on being with him long term. Judging from the way the OP describes things, once she's done it, she is likely to be full of apologies.